Hello, and welcome to the Bachelor Kitchen. I'm your host, Mark. On this channel, we make food that's easy to prepare, delicious, and nutritious. Last week, I promised we'd be getting a new camera. It's finally arrived, so please bear with me while I get used to it. However, hopefully, the overall quality level will be improving. Anyway, on this channel, we talk about things that really matter. And let's be honest, sometimes those things involve a whole lot of meat. And in this case, a serious case of simmering flavor. That's right, today we're diving headfirst into Cowboy Stew. Now, it's not just any stew. This is the kind of thing cowboys cooked back in the Old West, a tradition passed down through generations of ranchers and settlers. Believe it or not, the roots of Cowboy Stew go way back to the early 19th century. The Texas Rangers, those rugged lawmen patrolling the vast plains, were constantly battling harsh weather, scorching sun, freezing nights, and a whole lot of loneliness. They needed a meal that could sustain them through long days on the trail. Something hearty enough to keep their spirits high while they waited for supplies or faced down those pesky bandits. Early versions of this stew were simple, essentially a slow-cooked beef mixture with root vegetables like turnips and potatoes. It wasn't fancy, it wasn't complicated, but it was effective. Think of it as the original emergency rations of cowboys. Over time, these recipes evolved. Farmers started adding things like bacon, a crucial ingredient, dried beans, and even wild herbs from their gardens. It became increasingly regional. Different areas had their own spin on it, reflecting the local ingredients they could find. Some folk added wild onions or garlic for extra punch. By the late 19th century, Cowboy stew really began to solidify as a staple meal in Western Texas and beyond. It was a symbol of resilience, community, and a connection to the land. It wasn't just food, it was a promise of warmth on a cold night and a reminder that even the toughest cowboys needed something real. Today, we're ditching the fancy techniques and embracing rustic goodness. Think smoky spices, delicious beef, and enough beans to fill a small country. We'll be going through the basics, but you can easily add your favorite spices or sauces to this stew to give it more flavor, as well as different seasonal vegetables. So, grab your apron, sharpen your knife, or just use a spatula, and let's get cooking. Also, don't be shy. This is a dish for sharing with good company and even better stories. Let's make some beefy bliss. Start with the bacon. Cut it into nice thick slices. Take your chilies and slice them up as well. You can use whatever kind of chilies you like, depending on how much heat you want. Now, slice up an onion. For the onion, we want fairly thin slices. Now take a deep cast iron pan and put it on a medium-high heat. Add some good quality cooking oil. Here I'm using some olive oil. You can also use butter if you want. Now throw in the bacon. Stir it around to separate the bacon slices, and then cook it until the bacon begins to crisp. Next, add your sausages. Here, I've sliced the sausage into inch-thick slices. I've used Kransky. The original recipe calls for kielbasa. Really, you can use any good quality continental sausage or whatever's available where you live. Next, add your minced beef, the onion that you sliced before, and a healthy dose of garlic. I'm using dried garlic. Of course, you can use fresh garlic or garlic paste if you've got it. Mix it and cook until the beef begins to brown. Now we're going to add some plain flour. Put in 3 tablespoons. One tablespoon of cumin. And half to 1 tablespoon of chili flakes or chili powder, depending on how much heat you like. Here I'm being a bit conservative and just putting half a tablespoon. Finally, add some black peppercorns and your chilies. Stir it around and cook it until the flour begins to crisp. Now add half a liter of chicken stock. Mix it. And add your chili beans. I'm using Heinz chili beans. You might have better options where you live, but these do just fine. Stir it. Enjoy that nice view of my arm hair. Now add your diced tomatoes. Another good stir. And add in your corn. Now, set the pot to high heat and bring the stew to a boil. Once it's steaming away, reduce to a low simmer and cook for an hour. Once the stew is cooked, congratulations, it's ready to eat. It also keeps in the fridge for at least a couple days in a sealed container. Serve it up in a bowl. If you have some good bread like cornbread or sourdough, you can enjoy that with it. I like to sprinkle some parsley on top for garnish and extra flavor.
And here we have it, Cowboy Stew. Let's check it out. Yeah, it's got that like smokiness. It's got a bit of kick from the spices. It's really good. I made it without potatoes, but If you really want to bulk it up, you can add potatoes to it as well. And in fact, any other vegetables that you feel like adding to it will probably work. All right, thanks very much. We'll catch you next time. If you do make it, post a photo in the comments. And don't forget, like and subscribe and share with your friends. All right, see you next time.